We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. Today's reading, August 19, Bridegroom of Blood. Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. Ephesians 5:25-27. It is one of the most bizarre tales in all of Scripture. 4 weary travelers collapse in a heap upon the hard floor of a seemingly God-forsaken wilderness. Their tired, aching muscles refuse one more step, and before night falls, all are fast asleep. Suddenly, the darkness explodes with light. A being, a drawn sword in his hand, straddling one of the sleepers. He raises his weapon high into the night sky. In that instant, 2 of the sleepers awaken. The one straddled and his wide-eyed wife. Sensing imminent death for her husband, she leaps across the shadow to a 3rd sleeper, rips open his garment, and in a flash circumcises her boy. And when she throws that tiny piece of boy flesh upon her husband, the menacing being vanishes into the night. The end. This brief narrative of Moses and Zipporah and the hasty midnight circumcision of their young son in the face of the divine threatening is stunning. But even more stunning is its razor-sharp point for spiritual leaders. Beware the whisper, "It doesn't matter." Because for those whom God has called to lead his people to the promised land, it really does matter. It is an occupational hazard for preachers and teachers, the dangerous inoculation that can numb pastors' hearts to the very book that is their occupation and profession and life calling. Familiarity can breed contempt, or at least carelessness. Moses knew the covenant sign of circumcision. He wrote the Genesis 17 story himself. But he and his wife decided the ritual really didn't matter for their second boy. However, such a neglect on the part of their chosen leader could not but lessen the force of the divine precepts upon the people he was about to lead. Patriarchs and Prophets, page 256. When we no longer practice what we preach, we jeopardize the entire community of the chosen, and we abdicate our moral authority to lead. Where is the gospel of hope for spiritual leaders? You are a bridegroom of blood to me, Zipporah cried out. Exodus 4:25. Therein lies our deliverance, too. For on Calvary, Christ became the bridegroom of blood for his bride, the church. His sacrifice not only cleansing spiritual leaders, but also granting us new moral authority to lead again without compromise. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen,